there should be a reverence for the husband, a respect for the husband where there's a little bit of fear there. I don't want to suffer the consequences of that. And that will prevent a lot of situations. But the cheating happens anyway. She should be able to talk to the husband about it. And she should be able to trust that I can tell him this and he'll be able to understand and not judge me for it. I wanted to talk about if she cheats, and then I'll get into him. It's not normal and not natural for a guy to feel pain from it. But 9 times out of 10, he's going to feel something. He's going to feel betrayed. He's going to feel like, how could you? And there's going to be a sting. I think that should be understood. There's a side of me that wants to say, tell him. It's because what's more important is that she knows you're there for her no matter what, period. That outside of feelings and offense and ego, you are the Jesus in your home. It's more important for her to know that even in this situation, she can go to you and be honest because you're not going to judge her. You're going to give your sound advice or show her love in the proper way, however love needs to be shown, tough or gentle. And she has to be able to confide in that. So I think a big part of why people don't want to say certain things to their spouse is because of the way the spouse is going to react. That's not good because maybe she needs the man in that moment to guide her how she got to that place in the first place. She shouldn't be alone. When we're talking about the other part of me that says don't say it, right, is when if he cheats on her. Because when he cheats, judgment is on the other side, ready to convict, shame, stomp on. Judgment is right there waiting for you to come home. It's very, 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 very hard for a woman not to judge in general. But on top of it, if it's something like cheating, 9 times out of 10, she's overreacting. It's not right. It's not normal. But that's how oftentimes we see. And what happens is in judgment is resentment and grudges and also payback, revenge. It's a lot harder for a woman to regain trust for a man than it is for a man to regain trust for the woman. And ladies, that's not an excuse to be that way because that's improper to be. You shouldn't be unforgiving. You shouldn't be judgmental. It's not an excuse to behave that way. But we're talking about statistics. But here's the thing. She as a wife, listen, this is just where I'm at with it. This is just me. I may be in a fairy tale land, a fantasy land, right? I may be making stuff up. Is that if I'm getting married, for one, she has to know who I am. She's got to know me, that I mean well, that I'm on my way, that God is first. She has to know that about me. Now, I'm not talking about because I told her. I'm talking about she got to see it, see the light in me. Because when situations come up, which they will, she has to let them go. A lot of times, there's going to be things that God reveals to the man that is going to be so bogus sounding to the woman, to the wife. And it's almost going to seem blasphemous to the wife because she can't see it yet, right? But she's going to have to. I'm talking about if I am to get married, this is how it has to be. She's going to have to be able to understand that there's something she's missing because Joel Friday is trying to do the right thing. So there's no way he's up here trying to betray me, hurt me, or anything like that. She's got to know that or it ain't going to work. So going back to the cheating thing, if that were to be me doing the cheating, rebuke the words in the name of Jesus, I would expect my wife to forgive because ladies, why is forgiveness not there? Why are we holding on to things? And I understand the idea. I understand the idea that don't tell because it'll hurt the person, traumatize the person, and now it ruins the relationship. In some cases, maybe you should leave. But I'm saying that the standard shouldn't be like, well, don't tell because of that. The standard should be like, I need to figure out how at all points I can be of love and of forgiveness, mainly of understanding. How did we get here? How did this happen? Maybe there's a logical explanation. You shouldn't do it, but maybe there's always a reason. So there may be a time not to say nothing. There may be a time to just swallow it and don't say nothing and keep it between you and God. Nobody has to know, and you move on, and then things will be back to normal. There may be a time for that, and that's okay. But it's not an excuse for the other person to be behaving that way. So the point is, and then I'm off this. The point is that what makes a man, and this is for a woman too, is that a man is whole, a balanced man. And what is that? A man that is of love, obviously, but what is that? Love is also tough at times, but love is also gentle. And there's a time for both. There should be a reverence for the husband. The woman should have a reverence, a respect for the husband where there's a little bit of fear there. I don't want to suffer the consequences of that. And that will prevent a lot of situations. But let's just say the cheating happens anyway, she should be able to talk to the husband about it. And she should be able to trust that I can tell him this and he'll be able to understand and not judge me for it. That's what makes a man.